son's house, or even when you go to your son's house, you are not even treated right. The evil sister-in-law. You are lucky if you do not have one in your family. But what I'm about to talk to you about is something that if you go almost in every family, people are suffering, mother-in-laws are suffering, siblings are suffering, everyone is suffering because of an evil sister-in-law. If you do not have one in your family, then you must be constantly on your knees, praying and thanking God and making sure they probably do not enter. Because just like Jezebel, they come for one mission: destruction. There are many mothers who will never be the same again because of these type of women that came and took their sons. Well, somebody will say, oh, but they are also evil brother-in-laws and all. Yeah, they are evil brother-in-laws. But today and right now, I'm talking about the evil sister-in-law. Many a times, we find siblings that grow up, they are so close. And what usually makes most siblings very close, especially if people came from backgrounds where they had to struggle, whether it was to get food, you have many that farmed, shared, they would not eat. If you had a one corn cup, they would share with their brothers and sisters. If somebody had just a cup of peanuts, they would actually count the peanuts and make sure that that spirit of sharing, they shared with their siblings. And they continue to struggle. Maybe they were abandoned by fathers. Maybe fathers died earlier and their mothers died earlier and they had to struggle. And sometimes you just have even family members or families that struggle and raise up their children, and so they spend whatever it is they have as resources, they might spend it on one child with the hope that they go ahead and spend and try to pull their siblings along. Some of you might say that, oh, well, but it is not the responsibility of the child to take care of their siblings and all that. Well, too bad. If you come from a family where your parents were wealthy and everything, that's fine for you. But if you come from a family where you were not wealthy and you found yourself in a position where you have to drag your younger ones along, you just have to do it, because if you do not pull your family out of poverty, no one will. But because we are talking about evil sister-in-laws, why do I bring this scenario? You have these sister-in-laws who come. You have many families that are suffering today because you have women that have married some of the sons from families like the one that I have described. Because they are Jezebels, when they come in, they take the sons or take these brothers. Mark you, most often than not, when they come, even, and these brothers bring in these women and present to the family that, oh, this is the girl I want to marry. Most often than not, maybe the sisters, the parents, or family members are able to pick up and be like, look, this girl is not a good fit for you. But you have the brothers who will insist and feel so bad, and maybe even some want to cut off. And so out of love for their brothers, You see, the sisters, the mothers, the parents, and everybody, they go ahead and support the marriage, knowing fully well that this is not a good pick for our brother. And you do have some of these women or girls that come in, they actually fake it, pretend it. And if you are prayerful enough, you can still read that they are pretending just because they want to marry, because they see the potentials in these brothers. They marry these brothers, and when they go in, not long, their true color comes out. They make sure things that these brothers used to do for the family, they can no longer do them. They sit on destinies, as I will call it. They make sure that siblings that were being sponsored, some of them are instrumental in making sure that they stop sponsoring these siblings. When siblings cannot even visit their brother's house again because she doesn't want anybody there except her own family. Everybody is kept aloof, or if you come around, you are treated in a way that sends the message across, don't come again. It's not even like if left with the brothers, or when they are left with these brothers, the brothers have peace. No, they treat them like animals. Anyone who knows them and sees them, you see these brothers continue to endure and endure. Some have, in the course of it, even lost their lives because of these evil sister-in-laws. They come in. When they come in, their lives are changed because of these hard-working brothers. But then they start behaving as if they are doing the brothers a favor, or doing the family they married into a favor. They portray and pull themselves as if their families, where they come from, is better off than the families they are married into. They look down on mother-in-laws. They look down on sister-in-laws. Some of them are witches like their mothers, and they don't even know that they are witches. Some of them perpetrate the witchcraft as their mothers tell them to do. And somebody will say, oh no, we always blame women. Like I said, if it is not happening in your family, praise be to Jesus. Just be quiet and let those that understand what I am talking about listen, and we keep going. Because what I am saying, it's happening in almost every family, and it is time that the sisters, the brothers, everyone sits up and makes sure that these Jezebels that come into families to ruin families are put in their place. When they come in, the destruction begins. The brothers and sisters that used to be very close to each other are no longer close. They now become enemies. Some of them are so bold that the confusion that they stay in the background. Some stay in the background, set confusion. Some talk when they should be quiet. Some just run things. And when you look at it, they come from backgrounds and families which have nothing but confusion in them. And so, since they thrive in confusion and chaos, they can't believe it that they come into families that do not have confusion or have chaos. Because they come from families that have nothing but chaos. They come from families where it's survival of the fittest. They are surprised and just feel inferior, or do not like the aspect of peace when they come into other families and find out that you actually have brotherly and sisterly love that does exist. And so they set it on, they are threatened by such peace. And what do? They make it their mission to go on the ground and start the chaos, so that they make sure brother is not talking to brother, sister is not talking to brother, sister is not talking to sister. And they set the confusion while they are busy there doing their bid for the devil that brought them in. It is no doubt that we have seen all over where some brothers who have taken it so much and are unable, have been pushed to the wall, because you have some of these women who have told them their mothers cannot come into the house. And because they know how their mothers did suffer for them, they can't help it but snap. That they came, it has been nothing but confusion. Some of them have so caused the confusion that they even turned the children against the men that they lay down with and bore the children with. That is how far those Jezebels are willing to go. They do not care who they destroy as long as they are standing. But one thing is clear. If you know that and you have such in your family, what you must understand is that they come for one thing: to kill, to steal, and to destroy. And they will not let go until they do their bid. You cannot sit down and watch your family lineage and family destroyed. A family that used to be peaceful. Many of such women have been known to come, they fly to other countries, they go to other places, they renew charms, they take charms upon charms, when beds are pulled, charms are falling off, things are happening. Some travel, go do the charms. By the time they are coming, some brothers have been dead, some come, and others, horrible things are happening. But now you will ask me, what must you do if you find yourself in such a family? A brother that you once knew that was very good has been turned into something else. You have some of these women, since from the day that they entered your family, your education was stopped. Everything about you was stopped. You cannot move forward because the person that was supposed to help you to move ahead has been stopped. And now you have to pray to God to bring another person to come in and maybe you have some of these sisters married to brothers who have nothing. They're probably the only son, and all they have are sisters. And guess what? Not that they are not in the position to help their sisters, or the men don't have enough money that they could actually sponsor their sisters. But because of these Jezebels in the homes, these brothers have forgotten about these sisters, and what has happened? They have gone into early marriages. Some are married. Instead of going to school, they are forced to go. They are in the villages. They are married to people they shouldn't be married to. They are having babies upon babies and destinies. And you see a family that had potential. Nothing is moving for them. Why? Because of some Jezebel that is sitting somewhere. If you resonate with my story, there is something you can do. You see, Bible talks about suffer not a witch to live. Yes, suffer not a witch to live. When these witches come into the family and we let them thrive, guess what? That is how the family name goes. Look at some families. Nothing is happening there. They used to be great, or they used to be known as great people. But when you look at it from top to bottom, nothing is happening. Why? Because of one witch that is sitting somewhere and doing manipulation. Those of you who are listening to me and you can resonate, you know what I'm talking about. It is time you sit up. It is time you sit up. If you know that you have such witches in your family, your prayer is that they must go down like Jezebel. Because guess what? If they do not go down like Jezebel, you will go. Because when they come, trust me, they mean business. They mean business. But one thing I have known, and I can attest, is that prayer works. You have to pray the way out. For those of you who have these Jezebels in your families, the way out is prayer. You have to pray until you see something happen. You pray until you see something happen. Don't give up, because you know what these Jezebels are doing? They are not giving up either. They are constantly renewing the charms. They are constantly going to the voodoos. They are constantly doing whatever they are doing with the pots that they are cooking. And so you cannot give up. So when power meets power, the lesser power will bow. And I can tell you from experience that when you pray, when you take it to God, some of them, some have packed. Those people who can attest. You pray, and what do some of them do? They just pack. They know that they can no longer stay. They pack and go. Yes. And leave your brother, leave your family alone. It is either they leave, or some brothers have paid with their heads, or because where they go to do whatever they do, or the spirit that sends them to come and do the destruction and the confusion in families, they are not resting till they see their bead. If you have such a Jezebel, a wicked, evil sister-in-law in your family, pray them out. It's my counsel to you. Pray them out. When you pray, God has a way of answering, and you will see. And remember, don't think that you are wherever you are married, whichever family you are married into, if that is where you decided to go and marry, don't think that you are better off than anyone in that family. No. If that is where you could stop, then that was the best for you. Because if that was not the best for you, guess what? You should have gone somewhere else, or you leave and go somewhere else. But if you must marry and stay in people's family, let peace reign. If you cannot bring peace and unity into the family you are married into, pack and leave. But what you cannot do is sit in people's family, sow seed of discord. Nothing good is being said about you. All you do is bring confusion. You know you are sitting on the destinies of people in that family. To those of you in such families, pray those Jezebels out. Pray them out. It is a battle. Yes, from the day they come in, it is a battle. And guess what? Make sure if you are fighting with God, you will definitely not lose it. Pray out those evil sister-in-laws. Pray them out. God will use his fire to sweep them out. Thanks for watching.